Let's learn about Release Burndown Chart. Release Burndown Chart help us in tracking the remaining work in a given release. Now we keep in mind release is not equal to project from our PMP exam perspective. In a given project, you can have multiple releases. Some of the releases could be minimum viable product release, MVP release. Some releases could be minimum business increment release. So in a given release, you may run multiple iterations so that you achieve a release objective and make a release. At the end of the every iteration, you want to track how much work is left. That is the release burndown chart. Now, again, any line graph, we want to focus on what is there in the x-axis and what is there in the y-axis. In case of release burndown chart, the x-axis is your iterations in a given release. Then in a y-axis, you are focusing on remaining work. Usually you use story points when you are tracking the remaining work in a release. So you can say, I start with say 200 story points. At the end of every iteration, I am tracking how many story points are still left in order to achieve my release objective. Now in this particular release rundown chart, I'm showing you the forecasted line as a blue color, and then we are tracking the actual line as a red color. So any burn down chart at a point A, when I show the actual line is above the forecasted line, so you know you have more work left in a given release. So you are going relatively slow as initially anticipate against the initial anticipation in case of your actual line is above the forecasted line. At the point B, I'm showing that your actual line is below the forecasted line, then you are going fast. Release burndown chart is a very popular tool because it helps us in tracking what is left in a given release. It is usually a part of Information Radiator. It's usually a focus tool for the management and stakeholders, because without getting into the details, they just want to know how much work is left in a given release.